A plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky yesterday afternoon has left at least 11 dead and nearly a dozen injured. And a manhunt in North Carolina has sparked panic across the state as local schools have moved to learning remotely as a killer remains on the loose.
And 1.4 million North Carolina residents have been affected by the government shutdown. Those stories and more. All Access starts right now. Good evening and welcome to HPU All Access. I'm Laurel Ricard.
And I'm Nick Allen.
Halloween has officially ended, and for HPU, that means the Christmas season is upon us. Jake Gutman joins us live with all there is to know on decor this year. Good evening, Jake.
Thank you and good evening. I'm here outside the Quabbane School of Communication where preparations are underway for the holiday season. If you've been walking around campus recently, you've probably seen the strands of garland and strings of holiday lights being set up by crews across campus. For a look at what's going on around campus to transform it into a winter wonderland, take a look. Across High Point University, the sights and sounds of the holiday season are already beginning to appear. Crews have been hard at work this past week, wrapping trees and lights, hanging wreaths on buildings, and testing displays that will stretch across the entire campus. The work happens right alongside daily student life. Between classes, students pass by workers securing garland, testing bulbs, and preparing the areas that will soon host the university's centerpiece decorations, including two of the tallest Christmas trees in North Carolina, with one stretching to 70 feet tall, as well as 236 larger-than-life nutcrackers. When the transformation is complete, the campus will feature over 100,000 lights, covering walkways from the Promenade and Roberts Hall all the way to the Quabbane Arena. Every year, it becomes a place where students, faculty, and visitors stop to take photos, admire the lights, and enjoy a little holiday cheer before finals and winter break. For now, much of the magic is still behind the scenes, cables being tested, ornaments unpacked, and crews checking every strand by hand. But as the days get shorter and evenings darker, the first signs of that familiar glow are starting to return. Soon, these early decorations will set the stage for a campus-wide celebration that's become one of the Triad's favorite holiday traditions. And once all of that is set up, High Point University will once again open its gates to the local community, inviting guests from all around the Triad to come and look at High Point University's decorations, lights, and music all up close. And because a lot of people have been asking when those giant nutcrackers will be set up, here's the answer: November 14th. Reporting live for HPU Vision's All Access News, I'm Jake Gutman.
Jake, thank you. We are learning new information out of Louisville, Kentucky, where a UPS cargo plane crashed last night shortly after takeoff from Muhammad Ali International Airport. Officials confirm at least 9 people are dead and several more injured after the McDonnell Douglas MD-11F went down around 5:15 p.m. Eastern. There are still several people unaccounted for. Witnesses say the aircraft caught fire moments after lifting off, sending a massive explosion and thick black smoke into the air, visible for miles. Emergency crew rushed to the scene as flames spread nearby, businesses forcing a shelter-in-place across the area. The plane was reportedly carrying tens of thousands of gallons of jet fuel, making the fire difficult to contain. Both the NTSB and FAA are now investigating what led to the crash, and UPS has released a statement expressing condolences to the families affected.
Now to a developing story. The manhunt continues in North Carolina for a man accused of killing his grandmother and stabbing a deputy. 24-year-old Dominic Connolly of Havelock, North Carolina, located in Craven County on the eastern part of the state, has been on the run for 7 days as sheriffs from Craven and surrounding counties have spent their days and nights trying to track down the killer. It started Saturday, October 25th, when police authorities were called to a house on NC 101 highway for a structure fire and death investigation. Inside the burned down home, police found the dead body of 72-year-old beloved mother and grandmother to many, Patricia Lopdot. After grandson Connolly was found responsible for her death, he was spotted a few days later in Vanceboro at a Bojangles, 36 miles away from Lopdot's body was found. Inside the Bojangles, a deputy approached Connolly in the bathroom, and this is when Connolly stabbed the deputy with a knife and ran. Schools in the Vanceboro area were canceled on Friday as kids learned virtually. And then on Monday and Tuesday, Vanceboro schools experienced a 2-hour delay as authorities are still trying to locate the wanted killer.
As of November 1st, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, has been put on pause in North Carolina due to the ongoing federal shutdown. That means about 1.4 million residents, including children, seniors, and working adults, will be faced with missing their monthly benefits. Grocers and farmers markets are bracing already. One Raleigh market owner says nearly half his customers rely on SNAP, and when that buying power disappears, so do major portions of their revenue. Industry analysts say when SNAP flows stop, the ripple effects hurt more than just families. Local businesses, farmers, and rural economies will also face challenges.
A High Point mother appeared in court virtually from jail last Friday as she faces severe charges after the death of her 13-year-old daughter. On October 13th, officers responded to a welfare check at a home 5 minutes off campus on East Ferris Avenue. During the check, police found the 13-year-old girl dead inside the home due to severe neglect and inadequate providing of food and medical care, which resulted in serious body injuries, ultimately leading to the girl's death. Detectives on October 30th arrested 44-year-old Kimberly Bowden for the death of her child. Police also discovered a 13-year-old boy inside the home, which is a son of Bowden and twin sibling to the deceased girl. The boy was also found neglected and without proper nutrition and care. Bowden faces 2 counts of felony child abuse and concealment of death, and if found guilty, could face up to 18 years in prison.
Although Hurricane Melissa has weakened from its peak, significant hazards remain with heavy rain, flash flooding, storm surge, and high surf, especially in coastal and island areas. Officials now confirm at least 49 people have died as a result of the hurricane's devastating impact. In Jamaica, where Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 storm, authorities have reported 19 fatalities. Meanwhile, in Haiti, torrential rains and landslides triggered by the storm have claimed 30 lives. Bermuda is expected to experience hurricane-force winds and coastal flooding as the storm passes. Many communities are still cut off as roads are blocked by mud, trees, and sand. We are wishing a hopeful and smooth recovery for all those affected.
It's been a beautiful sunny start to the week. Marissa Janis joins us to tell us the weather forecast for the rest of the week and if the sunshine will continue. Hi, Marissa.
Good evening, High Point. I'm Marissa Janis, bringing you your High Point University 5-day forecast for homecoming week. Now, even though it's November and campus is already glowing with Christmas decorations, we're taking a break from the burr and soaking up some warm, sunny Carolina weather. Today, kick things off mostly sunny and with the skies and highs near 72 degrees, and it gets a tad bit chilly, dropping in the low 40s this evening. Now, it's a perfect temperature to throw on your favorite sweater or light jacket. Now, moving into Thursday, Thursday stays mild and breezy with highs near the 64 degrees with plenty of sunshine, and then it drops to the late 30s in the evening. It's a great night to take a walk around campus and check out some of the Christmas decorations starting to go up on campus. Now, Friday kicks off your homecoming weekend, reaching 68 degrees with a few clouds, but don't worry, it won't stop your Panther pride. Now, Saturday, it's homecoming day. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds near 71 degrees and then lows dropping about 54 in the evening. It's perfect tailgate weather to cheer on our men and women's basketball teams and for all of the HPU celebrations. this weekend, so make sure you bring out those game day outfits. Now, Sunday brings a few clouds and a slight chance of showers, but highs stay in the late 60s at about 69 degrees and then drop into the late 30s. Now, it is a perfect way to wrap up the weekend. And Panthers, it's an even more perfect weekend for families, students, and alumni to enjoy homecoming. So make sure that you enjoy warm sunshine and take those festive photos and celebrate the Panther spirit all week long. Now, I'm so excited to see all these Christmas decorations come out. I cannot wait to go ice skating, and I can't wait to take a walk on campus and see the beautiful bright lights. Y'all, how are we feeling about Christmas season on HPU's campus?
Well, I don't know about you, but Christmas is my favorite holiday by far, and I swear I go to bed and I wake up and there's so many new decorations around campus. It's great. I love it.
Yes.
Now, I love the Christmas season too, but let's not jump ahead, because look around campus and you see all the beautiful trees, the fall leaves, the mix of the yellow, orange, and red trees. It's a beautiful campus. Now, they have started setting up for Christmas season, but let's not jump ahead too quickly, because let's enjoy this fall weather before we get to Christmas.
There we go. There we go.
Marissa. Thank you. North Carolina State Representative Cecil Brockman, who represented High Point, resigned from office last Friday afternoon. Brockman, age 41, said his resignation is effective immediately, which comes after he was arrested on October 8th and has been in the Guilford County Jail since after being charged with 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child and 2 counts of statutory rape of a 13, 14, or 15-year-old by a defender 6 or more years older than the victim after having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old. Brockman had represented the 60th State House District for the past 11 years, with the district covering most of High Point, as Brockman has been the only High Point resident in the 170-member NC General Assembly. With Brockman's former position now vacant, the Guilford County Democratic Party will meet and hear from candidates and select a candidate on November 15th.
Coming up next, hear about England's most recent royal family drama in a potential terrorist attack that shook many this past weekend.
And a new amphitheater is set to open in the spring of 2026 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. All Access will be right back.
What makes essential workers essential?
Where you work and live clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your families to eat.
We help you heal when you're sick.
Essential workers help our nation run. You're in every corner of our country and come from all over the globe. I'm Marty Walsh. The Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor helps ensure you receive the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US-WAGE.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Labor.
All right, crew, let's get started, okay?
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
King Charles has officially stripped his brother Prince Andrew of all royal titles and privileges. The move comes after years of controversy surrounding Andrew's ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and a 2022 civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre, which Andrew settled out of court. Despite never admitting wrongdoing, the scandal severely damaged his reputation and the monarchy's image. Now, King Charles has acted decisively, removing Andrew's titles of Prince and Duke of York, as well as his military ranks. He will now be known simply as Andrew Mountbatten. Windsor Palace sources say the king wanted to protect the integrity of the crown and close a painful chapter for the royal family. Andrew remains 8th in line to the throne, but his public role in the monarchy is now officially over.
As the nationwide government shutdown continues, many government workers are stuck without pay and are having trouble affording meals. On Monday, Ava's Cuisine and Catering, located at 908 Cridland Road in Greensboro, North Carolina, gave out hot meals to those affected by the shutdown. The restaurant, which has been open since 2020, gave out 200 dinners with baked or fried chicken and a choice of a side of either mashed potatoes, pinto beans, or corn. People that brought in and showed their government or EBT cards were able to get up to 2 free meals. The initiative ran all day, starting from 11 a.m. and ending at 6 p.m.
The recent government shutdown has affected more than just individuals, but families and children too. High Point's nonprofit after-school program known as Operation XL hosts 100 local children daily, many of them who are in families a part of the SNAP benefits. The program provides daily support to children with a mission to be a place where kids are inspired to make meaningful changes in the world. Many of these children already struggle to have a meal daily, and with the current government shutdown, it has become even more challenging, but there is a way to help. Students at High Point University have started both a GoFundMe and a canned food drive. If interested in contributing to those in need, contact Morgan McKenna at 336-602-3616 for more information on how you can help.
A new amphitheater is set to open in the spring of 2026 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The theater will be located near Marshall Street, between the Benton Convention Center and First Baptist Church. The venue is slated to seat 5,000 plus people, as it will be a host site to a diverse selection of live entertainment events, such as concert tours, university performances, and community events, such as graduations, religious ceremonies, the Winston-Salem Symphony, the International Black Theater Festival, and much more. The amphitheater will serve as a key component of the 10-year downtown Winston-Salem plan, as leaders within the city are looking to revamp and re-energize the downtown with hopes that the amphitheater will boost foot traffic and spending at nearby businesses.
HPU's Smith Library isn't usually a place for jump scares, but last Thursday night it turned into something straight out of a horror movie. Lauren has the story.
High Point University's Smith Library isn't usually a place for jump scares, but last Thursday night, the third floor turned into something straight out of a horror movie. At 7 o'clock, students lined up to enter the Haunted Library, hosted by HPU Libraries, Charcoal Pony, and Alpha Psi Omega. The event transformed the quiet study space into a spooky maze of zombies and caution tape-covered bookshelves. To start the experience, students were escorted up the elevator by a tour guide to the third floor, and that's where the fear began. The doors opened, they stepped into the near darkness, and they were greeted by eerie music. In front of them stood a maze of shelves where student scare actors dressed as zombies waited to pounce at every corner. Zombie costume designer and HPU senior Kaylee Calabrese went all out, using fake blood and distressed clothing to really bring the undead to life. Each participant had 15 minutes to complete their mission, find a list of survival books hidden throughout the library before the time ran out. The books were all survival themed to mirror a true apocalypse, including titles about navigation and Red Cross first aid. To make it even more challenging, students had to solve riddles to figure out which books they needed to find. The catch, they had to dodge the zombies stalking the stacks along the way. Laughter and screams echoed through the aisles as students raced between bookshelves, searching for clues and trying not to get caught. This event was a creative way to combine Halloween fun with campus community, and it did exactly that. Organizers say they were thrilled with the turnout. This year's Haunted Library was completely booked, with students lining up to test their luck and their nerves. Staff at Smith Library say they're excited by the event's popularity and hope to host another event next Halloween. The Haunted Library quickly became a fall favorite this semester, giving students a chance to take a break from classes, connect with friends, and experience the library in a whole new way. The success of this event created the perfect opportunity to bring students together and strengthen campus community. Nick and Laurel, back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. Federal agents in the U.S. recently prevented a potential terrorist attack planned for Halloween weekend in Michigan. The Federal Bureau of Investigation announced that multiple suspects were arrested in the Detroit area. Cities of Dearborn and Inkster during early morning raids through the authorities emphasized there is no ongoing threat to public safety. According to the FBI's public statement by Director Kash Patel, the swift action prevented what could have been a violent act timed for large gatherings over the holiday. Local and state officials were reportedly not alerted ahead of the operation.
Halloween is behind us, and even though Thanksgiving is in just a few weeks, it's impossible to not jump ahead and get excited for the Christmas season. Every holiday season, families and friends from all across the country celebrate some Christmas fun about 30 minutes away from campus in Clemmons, North Carolina at the Tanglewood Festival of Lights. Starting November 14th to January 1st of 2026, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., the festival will turn into a must-see attraction as you are able to drive through the miles of beautiful Christmas lights, blow-ups, decorations, and everything Christmas spirited, as the festival is lit up by more than 1 million LED lights. The festival has taken place for 34 years, as it's turned into a Christmas wonderland that over 55,000 cars and 300,000 visitors every year drive through and visit. Admission rates, if you are driving a car, van, or truck, are $20 cash or $23 if you're paying on a credit card.
French authorities have charged 2 more suspects in the dramatic Louvre jewelry heist that stunned the art world last month. 2 more suspects have been formally charged. A 37-year-old man believed to have been one of the 5 mass burglars spotted during the theft, and a 38-year-old woman whose specific role remains unclear. The total number charged in the case now stands at 5. Despite the arrests, the stolen jewels, estimated at $88 million, have still not been recovered, and investigators are still searching for the mastermind behind the raid. Coming up, hear about Kappa Delta Sorority Philanthropy Week and learn about what's been making this Black Friday different than the rest.
And our own Jake Vesey has the update on the busy weekend of sports from this past weekend, including the start of the 2025-26 basketball season. We will be right back.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy? Think again. Learn more at McGruffPSA.org and go for real.
I enlisted as a medic to be there to help my patients, and after an injury, I found myself as a patient. I experienced post-traumatic seizures. Depression is a big one that comes along with it, PTSD. So I pursued my PhD in neuroscience and regenerative medicine. The coalition has helped fund my academic pursuits. They genuinely care about helping the vet in whatever way we can. Through supporting the coalition, you're supporting some of the veterans that have the biggest needs.
Visit SaluteHeroes.org to learn more.
It is homecoming weekend here at High Point University, starting Friday until Sunday. There will be many special events going on this weekend, but to kick things off, High Point University is hosting a reunion homecoming event this Saturday, November 8th, to celebrate all of its fellow graduates. Following the men's basketball game at 5 p.m. against Averett University, the university is inviting all HPU alumni and the entire community to Stock and Grain Assembly, located at 225 South Elm Street in the downtown social district of High Point, at 7 p.m. for the Downtown Panther Prowl. There will be outdoor lounge areas to be able to relax with chat with friends, fireplaces to keep you warm, outdoor games, and a DJ set to perform live music. So whether you're looking to reconnect with friends or unleash your Panther pride, join others in celebrating homecoming and reunion weekend at Stock and Grain on Saturday for a night of fun.
This week, the women of Kappa Delta Sorority are hosting their annual Philanthropy Week. The chapter has been hosting a series of events to support Prevent Child Abuse America and their local Girl Scout Council. From selling hot beverages to sunflowers to s'mores all around campus, KD members have had a successful first few days of raising money. If you missed out and still would like to contribute to the chapter's fundraising, stop by the Greek Courts tomorrow from 3 to 4:30 for more fun activities.
The university is hosting a pair of cultural events this week that are open to the community. This Friday, November 7th, the High Point University Department of Music presents the HPU Percussion Ensemble in the Empty Space Theater from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The program will include 21st century works for percussion, including keyboards, drums, and unconventional sounds. Then the following day, Saturday, November 8th, the university is hosting a HPU Jazz Ensemble titled Flying Home. in the Hayworth Fine Arts Center Pauline Theater at 3 p.m. The performance will be filled with classic and contemporary jazz pieces as part of Homecoming 2025. No ticket is required for entry for either event.
As we approach the retail blitz known as Black Friday set for November 28th this year, analysts are forecasting a moderate uptick in U.S. holiday spending. But what's shaping consumer behavior this time around? Well, mobile and online platforms will dominate purchasing. Expect the majority of sales to happen on smartphones, with buy now, pay later options gaining ground. Many retailers are stretching out deals across weeks. Early November promos are already live. Finally, discounting pressure remains strong. With inflation still a concern, retailers are offering significant promotions to attract budget-conscious buyers. So for shoppers, have your wish list ready, monitor online price drops, and don't wait for midnight doorbusters. The best deals may hit earlier than ever.
The Major League Baseball World Series just wrapped up in 7 games. Our own Alex Hutt has more on the outcome.
The series is now over, and it's now time to recap what happened. Starting in Game 5, the Blue Jays got a well-deserved 6-1 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers to take a 3-2 series lead as the series shifted back to Toronto. In Game 6, the Dodgers struck early, adding 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was dominant, pitching 6 innings for LA, giving up only 1 run. Blue Jays would try to mount a comeback in the 9th inning, however it was all in vain, as the Dodgers' Kike Hernandez would double off Addison Barger to force Game 7 the next day. In Game 7, it was a game for the ages, with 2 of the most dominant pitchers of their eras going head-to-head, with Shohei Ohtani and Max Scherzer battling it out. Max Scherzer pitched a strong 4 in the 3rd innings, giving up only 1 run on only 50 pitches. Shohei Ohtani was pulled after giving up a 3-run home run to Bo Bichette in the 3rd inning after 2 1/3 innings of pitching. The Blue Jays would tack on another run in the 6th, and the Dodgers would inch closer with home runs from Max Muncy and Miguel Rojas in the 8th and 9th inning. The Blue Jays would have the bases loaded in the 9th, but nothing would result from it as the game would go into extra innings. Both teams would escape bases loaded situations. The Dodgers had a very close scare, though, with a play at home, but it resulted in an out. In the 11th inning, as the clock struck midnight, the Dodgers' Will Smith sent a hanging slider from Shane Bieber into the left field stands, giving the Dodgers a 5-4 lead. Yoshinobu Yamamoto would come in to pitch on 0 days rest and throw 2 shutout innings, as he was able to force the Blue Jays to ground into a double play shortstop to win the World Series for LA. Yamamoto would receive the World Series MVP for his performances in games 2, 6, and 7. Congratulations to the Dodgers on becoming back-to-back World Series champs. I'm Alex Hutt, and this is All Access.
High Point men's and women's basketball started back up this past weekend, and the HPU soccer teams are in the midst of Big South Conference tournament play. Jake Vesey is here to dive into all the HPU sports that took place this past weekend. Good evening, Jake.
Good evening, Nick. High Point Athletics have had themselves a busy past week. Let's start with the women's soccer team. Last Saturday, the women's soccer team survived another round in the Big South tournament after beating number 5 seeded Gardner Webb. HPU netted 2 goals within 29 seconds of each other. Bella Berg got the scoring started in the 17th minute, and just seconds later, Sabah Hadou found Ali Ruiz cutting across to make it 2-0. Things stayed quiet till the 37th minute when Peyton Gilmore notched her first goal of the season. The score would stay 3-0, and HP moves on to play number 1 Radford tomorrow night. To the men now, who celebrated senior night Saturday in the last regular season game of the year. Kickoff at 7:30 under the lights when Daniel Lugo got the scoring started in the 12th minute. Things would stay quiet till late in the first half when Hubert Lugo again. His second goal on the night makes it 2-0 High Point. We go to the second half now. Panthers still leading 2-0 when Braden Kruger made it 3-0 with his 3rd goal of the season. It was all Panthers from here. Lucas Carmath added to the party with his 3rd goal of the season, and to seal the deal, Hubert Kruger again. His 4th goal on the night, his 4th goal made it 5-0 High Point the happy final. The men await the winner of the 4-5 seed game and will play Sunday, November 9th at 6 p.m. Over to women's volleyball now. Matchup against USC Upstate. Panthers off to a hot start till USC Upstate took the second set. This thriller would go 5, and the Panthers pulled out the tough W. Addison Freeland led the way with 19 kills, and Elodie Lalonde tallied 15 of her own kills. Freshman setter Reddy Kadoge tallied 51 assists in the win. Panthers were back in action Saturday against UNC Asheville, took care of business a little easier. The Lawn led the way with 13 kills and Freeland was right behind with 11. Katojo had another outstanding performance with 31 assists. The Panthers are back in action Friday against Presbyterian College and then Saturday at Charleston Southern University. We switch to basketball now. Both the men's and women's basketball teams tipped off this past Monday. We start with the women taking on Johnson C. Smith University at the Cobain Center. With a strong core of returners and some big transfers, head coach Chauncey Banbury will look to go back to Bass for the first time in her career. Banbury signed a 5-year extension this offseason. It was all Panthers from tip-off. Graduate guard Aaliyah Collins led the way with 19 points in 23 minutes on 9 of 12 shooting. Macy Spencer, the junior guard transfer from UNLV, added 17 of her own on 6 of 10 shooting. The Panthers dominated this game all around, holding Johnson C. Smith to just 21% shooting. The ladies start their season 1-0 after the 84-26 win. Their next game is Saturday at the Cobain Center against Woodford. Tip-off slated for noon. And now to the men. The men were back in action Monday as they faced off against Furman in the Field of 68 opening day marathon. Big expectations for the squad, and first-year head coach Flynn Clayman didn't waste any time making the Panthers known. With several impact transfers on this squad, it didn't take long till the Panthers went on a run. Rob Martin led the way with 22 points. Martin, the senior guard transfer from Southeast Missouri, but it was a dominant effort all around with 5 Panthers scoring in double figures. Owen Aquino and Conrad Martinez each dropped 17 in the game. High Point would go on to win 97-71. A dominant performance on opening night. They're back in action Saturday against Averett University.
Jake, you mentioned those high expectations for this Panthers team, a strong start for them. Even with those expectations with the new head coach, what are your initial thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I think the big thing is going to be those impact transfers. You got some big players from some power schools, and I think they're going to make the difference this year for the Panthers and hopefully push us past that first round in the big dance.
Yeah, we'll see if those transfers will take us back to the NCAA tournament like we did last year for the first time. Marissa, you're a sports media major,
I am.
but that is not why we're here.
That isn't.
Your wake-up weather. Give
Yes.
us the morning forecast.
I got you,
tomorrow
Nick. I got you. Let's take a look at your Thursday morning. It's a sunny and a beautiful start. Lows this morning will be in the late 40s, warming into the 50s by noon. We're hitting the low 60s. A light breeze makes it perfect for class, coffee, or some early homecoming fun on campus. So bring your purple, your gold, and maybe a light jacket. That's your Thursday wake-up weather. Stay sunny, stay spirited, and happy homecoming week, Panthers. We're on the prowl. Have a great day, High Point. See you next week.
That will do it for this week's HPU All Access. Thank you for watching. I'm Nick Allen.
And I'm Laurel Ricard. Thank you and have a great week.